Hi everybody, my name is Valeria, and these are my friends Sean and Chantal. All of us are students at the University of Malta. Today we're going to be showing you a game that we made called Money Monsters, which teaches you about financial responsibility. So, what is financial responsibility? Financial responsibility is how we take care of our money so that we could get the most out of it. This leads us to another question. How do we take care of our money? Well, the first thing is to understand the difference between a need and a want. A need is something you must have to survive, such as food, water, clothing, air, and a home to be safe. Meanwhile, a want is something that would be nice to have, but you can actually live without, such as ice cream, new clothes, the latest mobile, and another pair of sneakers. It is important that we know the difference between needs and wants so that we can save our money to buy things we really need, have money for emergencies, and have money for when we are older and no longer work like our grandparents. In Money Monsters, you play as a monster called Nugget. At the start of the game, Nugget is 18 years old, and you play through each year of his life until you reach 65, which is his retirement age. Your job is to take care of Nugget's needs, which includes his happiness and his health, using the money that he earns from going to work. You can manage his needs by buying him items from the store or by doing certain activities throughout the year. When Nugget reaches age 65 and retires, players will be scored based on how much money they saved, whether he had a good family life and a happy home, and most importantly, how happy and healthy he was throughout the years. Now, we will show you a preview of the game that we have so far. Before you start the game, you will see a list of game options where you can specify whether you want to play the game in Maltese or English. You can also select whether you want to play with the tutorial and which difficulty you prefer. The hard difficulty includes the use of the banking system, which will change how the player's final score is calculated. At the start of the game, you decide if you want your monster to go to university. By going to university, Nugget becomes 3 years older and you have a better chance at getting high-paid jobs. So here we get to choose our monster's jobs, starting from low-paying jobs, then middle-paying jobs, and finally high-paying jobs. Remember, by going to university you have a better chance at getting high-paying jobs. Also, these jobs are randomized and can be changed later. So here we will select the middle paying job, and then in the top right the game will tell us that we got the job. If you chose to play with the tutorial is made up of several sticky notes explaining the game in sequences. Simply click on them until they run out. And if you want to skip ahead, you can do so by pressing the escape key. So, we are now brought to the main game screen. At the top left, there is the health and happiness of the monster, and you want to keep these as high as possible. Next to it, we have the monster's money, which you can spend to buy better things. You can earn more money by going to work. On the top right, you also have the monster's age. Remember that when the monster reaches age 65, it will retire and the game will end. On the bottom right, you have the monster's energy, which determines how many things you can do in a year. For example, if we click on an object in a room, like the door, we have a list of options that we can do. As you can see, each of them take one energy and they give different types of stats. For example, going for a jog will increase your health, and going to work may decrease your happiness, but you will earn money in return. So, green text in an action means a stat is being added, and red text means a stat is being reduced. The most important action to do each year is to make sure your monster goes to work so that he has enough money to keep himself happy and healthy. You can also click the TV for the option to watch TV. All of these actions have a mini-game, which comes with a tutorial on how to play them, and an option to skip it if needed. This menu can also be brought up in the middle of a mini-game by using the pause button. Finally, you can also click on a couch to sleep and end the year. When you end the year, the game tells you how much you earned, how much you lost for paying for rent and other costs, and it calculates the balance you will have in the next year. On the bottom left of the main screen, there are icons you can interact with. We will first check out the store where we can buy items for our monster. Each item affects different stats, and it is important to note that the price of each item is the price of it per year. You can add items to your shopping list or remove them by using the plus and minus buttons. Here, we will add 2 waters as an example and click on the basket to check out. We will then receive a bill of our purchases, which we can pay, cancel, or edit. Remember to focus on buying needs instead of wants to save money. In fact, after paying for the receipt, you are given the chance to play the needs versus wants minigame. Next, the inventory contains items you bought, which you can use or sell for a lower price. When you earn enough money, you can then improve the look of your house in the build store. There's also the possibility of buying a children's room in order to adopt baby monsters. Remember to save money for changing Nugget's house because nicer houses are much more expensive. The phone gives more options such as customization, adopting baby monsters, changing jobs, and the possibility of marrying another monster after encountering them. Encountering another monster is random and can happen at the start of any year. There are also other random events that can happen every year, such as job promotions or illnesses. If you previously chose to play the hard version of the game, you will also have access to the bank icon, where you can apply for up to 2 loans, check which current loans you are paying off, and deposit money into your savings account. Remember, you will have to save 15% of your income every year to get a good final score at the end of the game when you play the hard version. Finally, we have also included a guidebook with more information and advice on how to take care of your monster, and an icon to access a menu with settings and the option to quit the game. That is all. Enjoy the game and good luck with managing Nugget's life.